In today's video, we're going to see if we can turn guacamole into a lightweight powder that can be reconstituted with water.
This looks like it could be delicious, but I have a feeling that this isn't as straightforward as I think it is.
We've got quite a few yummy ingredients out here, and I hope it will be delicious. That's the goal. We've got stuff to make some guacamole. We've got salsa, nacho cheese, and sour cream. This is some of the key things I like to have on nachos.
Like, you're gonna need other things, but it's not nachos without these things.
Yeah, so what I wanted to see is what would happen if we tried freeze drying guacamole, salsa, nacho cheese, and sour cream.
Okay.
Sort of with the idea like, if you wanted to take these things camping or hiking and you don't want a lot of added weight or, for them to go bad as quickly, like, would this work? Can you freeze dry it into a powder and then add back the missing water and get similar taste, similar texture? Is it gonna be what it was before, or have you just completely ruined it? Here's the basic idea. We've got 4 different types of nacho toppings, and we're going to see what happens if we freeze dry each of them. Are they still going to be edible if we add back the missing water? And is this gonna make it easier to take them on a camp out?
Now, backpacking food is kind of notorious for the fact that it's not gonna be quite the same when you reconstitute it. So I'm really excited to see how much these taste like the originals if we can add the water back, if the texture is still right. That's the other thing, is texture plays a big part into it when you're reconstituting food. Meat is one that doesn't really reconstitute well, so I am very excited about these to see what happens.
All right,
Perfect.
We've got some good guacamole. We've got salsa, we've got sour cream, we've got nacho cheese. Now, let's take the water out of them. But first, I want to know exactly how much water we're taking out of things. So,
I like it.
We've got a scale, and we're going to keep track of how much everything weighs beforehand so that we know how much water is theoretically needs to be added back in. We've got all our ingredients measured out into our cups. Let's go throw it into the freeze dryer. Whew, all right, our nacho toppings are all very dry looking.
Let's go and start with the cheese, because I've I've discovered that I really like this canned cheese, and I've eaten a lot of it.
All right, so we're gonna start by taking our puck here, which is pretty dry. Oh, it does have a slightly gooey, still frozen spot in the center, but that's all right. We're just gonna take all of this and we're gonna drop it into our cup. 1 ounce of water, in theory, gets us back to our 1.3. I kind of want to try powdering it up first.
Yeah.
Let's just let this sit and absorb. But then, I said I wanted to start by powdering that one. I want to try not powdering one.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, actually, before I do that, I want to take one of these remnants and just see what it tastes like plain. It tastes like nacho cheese. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's a
the
weird
texture change really does affect the flavor in this case. I don't hate it. I wouldn't, wouldn't be a go-to snack or anything.
It's floating. Gross. It's the same texture as freeze-dried ice cream. It's hard to say. Like, if you've ever gotten astronaut ice cream, it's fluffy, it's dry. Like, if cornstarch and water, if you let it dry up, this is kind of what happens. That's bizarre. It melted in my mouth like chocolate, but tasted like sour cream.
Finished turning this one to dust.
Not very difficult with the sour cream.
It's happening much more easily with this than it did with the cheese. Not that the cheese was like hard to turn into a powder, but this is just so light and fluffy.
Yep.
We're just adding water to try and make sour cream a dairy fat substance. That is so very, very different texture. Like, this is runny and thin.
Yeah, but with little lumps in it. Again, I think we need to let that one sit and reconstitute a little bit longer, like our cheese.
See if it helps. Now, salsa is something I think of as being like a water base. Like, it's all vegetables and tomatoes just broken up. 0.18. That breaks up into a powder pretty nicely. Salsa dust is getting in the air though, and I'm smelling it, and it smells like salsa.
Yeah, it smells good.
All right, I gotta try this. It kind of like stuck to my teeth a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of sugar in there from the tomatoes.
The flavor is quite good.
There you go, okay.
Again, let's just let it sit, see what it wants to absorb.
Oh no! It dissolved like a sponge, reverse sponge.
It really is completely falling apart, which is, you know, kind of a good thing for what we're doing. So we've got mostly a uniform color of greenish yellow, like a yellow-green color in between. We have a couple of spots of brighter green that are just showing through, and I think that's
like
larger chunks of avocado where some of the salt and acid wasn't able to get to it. I think I'm seeing little pieces of onion in there.
This also is sort of doing that dissolvey thing.
It's absorbing it quite well.
That looks like guacamole. Looks like good guacamole.
While those ones sit, let's go back to the beginning. Our cheese sauce, the first one.
Hard
let's
pass.
see how things have progressed.
Oh, that actually looks a little better now.
It does. It's less watery looking. Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Is it?
For
All
like
right.
camping, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
That worked. That is reconstituted,
Okay.
brought back to life. Cheese sauce. All right, I'm
Another
curious
one
about
that
this.
didn't mix, yeah.
That looks disgusting. Very lumpy. You can see we've just got large chunks, basically, of
All right.
unprocessed. Oh,
I'll be brave.
you need to have a chunk of
Just go
wet-
for it.
a wet cheese chunk. There you
Wet
go. Have
cheese
some wet cheese chunks. Have at it. Thanks for volunteering. A little odd on the texture.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Not odd or not a fan.
It's just the worst.
She loves it.
It's like I ended up with a massive loogie in my mouth. Now you get to try the toothpaste
Our
foam.
liquid foamy sour cream, which is not cream at this point, it's sour.
I need
It
avocado
might just
to
be
fix
buttermilk.
that.
It has the flavor of sour cream.
Okay, there you go.
It is too runny. So my thought is if you just didn't add enough water, if you were doing like camping fajitas, you know, you bring a skillet out, get your chicken, your peppers, your vegetables and stuff, this would be pretty good.
Yeah.
You're not gonna notice the texture if it's in the middle of a fajita or a burrito or even a taco kind
When
of
you're
thing. It's just-
backpacking, you're happy to have sour cream.
yeah, it's just gonna give you a little bit of the tanginess that you get from sour cream and not gonna be a problem. Now it is very smooth salsa because as you were saying, we did blend this and that's for two reasons. One, I just like it, and two, I thought it would turn into a more uniform powder.
Whoops. Looks pretty good.
Tastes like salsa.
Straight up salsa. That's fantastic. You would never know that that had been freeze-dried and reconstituted.
Our guacamole, it is a little bit different. So here's this is the original batch. The color is not quite the same. It has turned a little bit more brown.
Average guacamole.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not the best guacamole I've ever had.
No.
Not terrible. This is probably one of the better results we've ever had in a video for our freeze dryer.
When it's not like making freeze-dried Skittles, which we know are awesome, this is just like, will this work?
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Guys, we have tried a lot of stuff in our freeze dryer, but is there any other item that you might want to see preserved or made for backpacking, anything like that that you want to let us know to try? Guys, that's not all. You know, we've always got more for you to see. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that button to subscribe so you never miss out on the fun. We'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.